Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Inside the Rain. This is a 2019 film that was supposed to be released March 13th, 2020, so it is relatively new, and it is rated TV mature. So when it got released, which was supposed to be to theaters, I guess it got released to TV, and it runs an hour and a half. It stars Rosie Perez, Eric Roberts, and Aaron Fisher. The description: facing expulsion from college over a misunderstanding, a bipolar student indulges his misery at a strip club where he befriends a gorgeous, intelligent, outrageous woman, and they hatch a madcap scheme to prove his innocence. This is Inside the Rain. Well, thank you everybody for watching this video. Want to express my gratitude for any views and any subscribers I have. If you would like to have some correspondence with me outside of YouTube, I just started a Facebook page called Danny's Movies and Music, and you can look that up on Facebook and follow me there for some bonus content. Also want to say that I hope everybody's staying safe in this time of trouble. Seems like we're maybe digging our way out of the holes that we have of the virus and protests and everything else that we have going on, but I just hope everybody's staying safe, and I just really appreciate you watching my YouTube video in the midst of all this chaos. So let's talk about Inside the Rain. First things first is that I don't understand what the title of this film is about, why they have that as the title. It literally rains in this movie for about 20 seconds, maybe 30, and it's just the most ridiculous thing to call the movie something off of that. So I wish they would have come up with a better name for this movie. You can comment down below what you would think is a better title for this movie. I think anybody is going to be a better name for this movie than what they ended up calling it. So that's the first thing. Just get that out of the way. And then it turns into this movie's execution versus what their idea was. And not a lot of ideas, not a lot of planned out things in this movie were executed very well or just didn't go over well. And, so I think that's why it has a really low grade on IMDb, and I can kind of understand that, but I think the grade on IMDb is really low, and I am going to speak highly of it more than that. So let's start with the rating, because that's the thing that stands out to me. This is a very, I guess you can say, vulgar movie. There's lots of language. There's a little bit of nudity. There's a couple of things here and there. There's maybe some sexual scenes, but they're not as vivid as I've seen in other movies. So for TV, I can understand this being mature. For a rating, I think it's a soft R, for a movie that would be out in theaters and stuff. I don't think it's as vulgar and as vivid as other movies I've seen, and so honestly, I was, not that shocked by this movie. So I've seen worse. And so that's the first thing, is that like their idea of being, TV mature and, all this vulgarity, like I can understand that that's what they wanted their movie to be, and I just wasn't shocked by it. So that's the first thing that kind of was underwhelming, that I could understand other people not liking this movie for. The second thing is that, this is a pretty well done movie as far as movies go. The idea of it is a little off and weird. I'll touch on that here in a minute. But the acting is honestly pretty good. We don't know anything about hardly anybody in this film. We don't really, they're not recognizable characters or actors. And so that's what they have going for them, is that this movie is actually pretty well done. With the language, it's very real and authentic. With the family problems, with the psychiatrist, everything seems pretty raw, and that's good. The only recognizable person that we do have in this movie is the psychiatrist, and she plays her role really, really well. I mean, she just does. She's relatable. She's understandable. She tries to figure out this and this and this, and she doesn't get her way, so she goes through these steps that a psychiatrist would. And, I bought her role very well. So that was the only person that we really knew in this movie was the psychiatrist person. So everybody else, their acting, I thought was actually really good because I wasn't expecting anything. And I just saw this as an off kind of kilter movie, and I was impressed. So then we get to the idea of the movie. And I just have to give something away because I have to be able to talk freely about this because it's the worst part of the movie, okay? Is that this movie is about this kid in college. He has all these problems, bipolar, anxiety, ADHD, whatever else you want to name, In the movie, he actually says, name a thing, I've got it. So then he tries to go to college, obviously a little bit later in life. He says he's 25, I think, at one point, and he's trying to make college work. And so that's great, right? Honorable, right? Then this stuff goes down, and nobody's surprised by it. It's very normal for him, being bipolar and all this other stuff. We don't get to see the full, coverage of his disease, but things happen that are very understandable and, like I said, raw and real. As we go into the movie, he seems a little bit more normal, and things that he's reacting to seem like it's a normal reaction. He doesn't seem all that sick. So then we get to the point where he's meeting girls and he wants to make a movie to try and prove his innocence about something that happened with the college. And so that's fine. I was going along with the story and everything's fine. As we near the end, he ends up not showing the movie to the college that he ends up making. I'm not going to give away how the movie happened or what the movie is about, anything like that, but he just ends up not using it. And I just don't get why we have a point of the movie. It's our main plot, is this thing that he makes. And it ends up being irrelevant. I think that really is going to kill the movie. I think it's going to just shoot down its legitimateness. And I think that really hurts it in the long run because everybody watching this movie is going to go, well, what the heck, What was the point of this movie then? And then we get to the title of the movie, of Inside the Rain, where there's a scene with him in the rain with this girl, one of his girls in the movie. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that important of a scene to make the title of the movie about that. So I can understand people's problems with this, but honestly, I was kind of impressed. I kind of had fun with this guy. Just, he had some really funny lines, There's one point where he was able to just say, beep you, I don't care. And the way he says that is just so funny. I was laughing a lot at this movie. It's really hilarious. And the psychiatrist lady is funny. And the sensual scenes are kind of interesting and nice to watch. And, he gets to know a couple girls, whether it be the main girl in the description or some other girl. And that makes things interesting. There's a plot line there of, twists and turns and stuff that we don't see coming. So I think it's a rather well done movie, other than its big faults. And I don't think it's enough to kill it. I think it's really a movie to suggest because of what it has in it, how entertaining it is. And so I'm going to give Inside the Rain, even though I hate that title, a B. And I hope that people are able to watch this. I'm not sure how all it's available, if it's a TV mature rating. Maybe it's on TV somewhere. But I was able to watch it. I'm really happy I was able to watch it. And I'm going to give Inside the Rain a B. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy movies. Thanks.